Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is 13 by Jean Van Hamme and William Vance. This is the first volume. Let me see, where does it say? Yeah, one right here. The Day of the Black Sun, published by Cinebook. So I haven't done a BD in a while, or a French, Belgium, European comic in a while, I should say. And this was recommended to me by a commenter. And what I will say is it's almost the exact same situation as Yoko Tsuno. This book is a genre that I'm not, I would say, super into, but I cannot help but be blown away at the freaking quality of this book. Like, holy cow, this guy, William Vance. So the writer here, Jean Van Hamme, is the same writer for Thorgal. So the writing's pretty solid for the most part. There's a couple of parts that to me were a little, bit of a stretch. But for the most part, it's good dialogue, good story concept altogether, right? But the art by William Vance, and I just found out this guy passed away a while back, so he's not with us anymore, but man, holy shit. Excuse my language, but god damn, this art is good. So we open up, this book is kind of in the mystery thriller genre. So when we open up, there's a fisherman right here at the shore. His dog finds a body, and they bring this guy in. They bring over a local friend who used to be a surgeon, but her alcoholism kind of stripped her of her license, and she's able to save this guy's life. Mysteriously, he has this 13 tattoo on his neck. And then when they wake up, there's a lot of inside going ons between this older couple and then this older lady that helped him out. But yeah, he's kind of suffering from amnesia. He doesn't know what's going on, and he's trying to figure out. God damn! Look at this panel right here. Look at this. God, and there's even better ones further in this book. I'm sorry, I'm just my mind is boggled by this art. It's so freaking good. Oh man. Anyhow, this lady kind of explains the situation of amnesia and a bunch of other mumbo jumbo, and they walk back to the house and they find the dog's dead, and then gunshots happen, and he gets into an altercation with this guy who's trying to kill him. And one guy he's able to wrestle down and try to get some answers out of him why they're trying to kill him, but he escapes. And then he finds out the tragic news that the old couple that helped him are murdered. And he decides to take it upon himself to go into the city and find out who these people are and try to figure out his own identity. He also gets this nice picture here with this pretty lady in himself. So it's kind of a, oh, okay, who am I? What is my background right here? And it's pretty nice. God, are you seeing this? God damn, this is good art. Holy cow. I look, maybe I'm kind of spazzing out a little bit too much, but damn, this is impressive. And you know what's really cool? I like this scene here with this lady who's trying to kind of flirt with him. By the way, the way this artist draws women, it kind of reminds me maybe it's just me. It kind of reminds me of John Byrne a little bit. If Byrne had a more detailed, realistic, slightly less stylistic and a little more realistic. That's kind of what it imagines to me. For the most part, the angles are generally of the cinematic type, but that's kind of a thing of BDs anyway, because they have a wider aspect ratio format. In fact, let me show you right here. So again, just for references, everybody knows. So here's One Piece, right? So you can see, One Piece is, obviously very small, but it's almost proportional in the direction. But here's an American comic book, right? So here's Fallen Angels #1. And what you'll notice is that the BD, the French comic album, is wider, right? So what this does is this kind of incentivizes wide panoramic panel design, right? And that's usually the case for these French, Belgium, European comics that go with this wider format. They tend to have a lot of panoramic shots. which is great for like cityscapes. It's great for westerns. You see these like wide, scan of like plateaus and deserts and stuff. It's great for fantasy. You get these huge views of valleys and forests and mountains and things like that. But it does also cause the panel count to jump up in these French comic books, which can be a little bit peculiar for maybe American readers, just because there's just a lot more that's going on every single page. Can at times feel a little bit cluttered, but again, it's not necessarily saying it's bad. It's just different. You kind of get used to it. I imagine for those who grew up with these kind of comics, like maybe this is kind of weird, or more likely, honestly, like American comics are more weird for them, right? With the tall and slim look right here. So he runs into this girl, and this girl's kind of flirting with him as he's trying to go through the a registry database of missing persons, and he's trying to find this girl. Eventually kind of discovers where she lives and is able to find a very cryptic message mentioning trying to find going to meet the Indian and trying to escape the mongoose. It's a bunch of characters that just go by code names a lot. It's kind of like spy thriller sort of thing. Everything's kind of shrouded in mystery and whatnot, and that's kind of why it's not necessarily my genre. I don't really like enormous amounts of vagueness in my stories when I read them. That's why this genre has never really been my thing. That being said, this book is excellent. It's freaking excellent. So, just because it's not my genre doesn't mean I can't enjoy this. Holy cow, it's just an establishing shot. God damn. Excuse my language, but damn. It's like a lot of times you open up these French, or I should say, French, Belgium, European comics, and you just kind of like, when you're done with them, you like, it's usually very satisfying, but you're like, man, that's a piece of art. But yeah, he gets run into by these dirty police cops, and they kind of hold him up and take him to the bank to go open up a safe where there's a bunch of money. This guy's kind of a corrupt cop, and he's trying to take the money from this guy. He's actually still trying to figure out who the hell he is, and he's like, I have a freaking safe account at the National Trust Bank. Okay, sure, I'll go with it. So a lot of it is kind of flying by the seat of your pants, but it's great stuff. Also, there's a reoccurring theme of this guy running into hot women, and women just kind of like, oh, okay, even though this guy is like basically trying to escape from a bank and just shot a gun inside a bank. So he gets some intrigue. He finds the suitcase in his safe account was stuffed with money, and then a bunch of other guys come to try to kill him in his hotel room. He has to run away. He gets captured by this guy who is the first one to really call him 13. And there's apparently a bunch of assassins or characters with these tattoos on them with various numbers, such that they're kind of mysterious in the way, and it's his job to kind of figure it out. And here he kind of explains the situation of what's going on. Essentially, the president was assassinated a while back, and the day was called the Day of the Black Sun. And through some detective work of his own, he determines that the assassin is this guy that we've just been following the entire time. 13. Also, he's got an alias, Jake Shelton. He's suffering from amnesia, and he's realizing, like, holy shit, I assassinated the president. So he manages to escape, and then he goes back to the lady, the drunk surgeon who helped him out. And it turns out she was already discovered by this guy who was the mongoose that we kind of learned from earlier. She ends up dying, and then this is where things kind of get weird, because he's outnumbered like 3-1, but all he does is run away and bash one guy in the neck with a shovel. But the other two guys who have guns just suddenly run away for some reason and say, "We'll get you next time," kind of like Team Rocket. So this didn't really make a lot of sense to me, but maybe it might be the English translation. Again, Cinebook is not known for having the greatest translations of these classics. So maybe a viewer right here can kind of tell me if that's actually what the plot was because it kind of doesn't make sense. He's outnumbered, so why would they run away? Just like shoot him, right? Anyhow, Martha, this lady who was the surgeon who helped him out earlier in the book, she ends up, passing on. You get kind of a really oddball, like, I noticed this about these European comics. They like kind of oddball characters that seem out of place but very human. So she's like obviously an older lady and overweight and unhealthy and suffering from alcoholism. But she kind of has this weird crush on the guy. It's kind of like that same thing in the last Thorgal issue I have, where it's kind of this oddball sort of relationship that you don't really see in like American comics, but like European comics being a much more mature subject matter, typically they'll do this kind of stuff, and it's interesting. So she passes on. 13 jumps on a train out west to go try and find the Indian and the lady that he was trying to discover in that photo. And you get, look at all these covers, man. Like, this is like a great series for the most part. Made in the 80s, I believe. It's published in 1984. So this came out when Secret Wars came out. That's pretty interesting. But anyhow, this even though this genre isn't really for me, and I mean, if you put like Thorgal and this next to each other, I'm gonna probably read Thorgal first. That is no diss on this book. This book is still really good. And man, if you love that European art and then spy thriller kind of mystery detective kind of thing, like, I totally recommend 13. Check it out. It's good. It's really good. Sorry, I'm just like, I keep thinking of those establishing shot panels and I'm like, damn, that art is good. Man. Whew. Anyhow, that's the video. Let me know what you think. If you like this review, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit the bell for notifications. If you got any comments on 13, in particular the first volume, or the creators, or really anything in this video, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.